Man, I just had to make a U-turn because of police. Some police activity. They got somebody pulled over right here. And now I gotta go full detour because the spot where I was about to get on at is like the only way to get where I was going. So now that's like at least 10-minute detour. Okay, now I got the mic on. Sitting here with the mic, with the mic mini on my shirt, and I didn't even turn it on. Let me try to go this way. I think I can go this way. I'm not super familiar with this area. I just started a new job. Today's my second day. So everything's looking up so far. I really can't, judge it fully right now because it's only my second day. But it's super chill. One thing I can say for sure is that it's the most chill job I've ever had. Maybe even borderline too chill. If anything, it's going to give me more time to, it's way easier. So that's going to give me more time to focus on other things. So that's a plus. As I was saying, I really just want to get in and start practicing my vlogging more. If you're not aware, if you've never tried to vlog, it's not as easy as it looks or as it seems. You say a lot of dumb things, or you use a lot of filler words, stuff like that. So I'm basically just trying to be more concise when I speak and get more used to talking to the camera, and also going through the whole process of filming, editing, uploading. Apologize, I'm in the car again just because it's the time that I have right now, and I didn't want to go another day without vlogging. And later on tonight, I'm going home right now, and then I got to get ready, and I got dinner at my in-laws. So that's gonna take up most of the rest of my evening. So I wanted to get a vlog in. I didn't want another day to go by without recording something. So here we are. So I know I got a couple views. I don't know if I have any subscribers yet. If I do, I really appreciate it. You're going on this journey with me. My goal here is to get good enough to where I can create the kind of content that I want to create, but I understand that it's going to take going through these motions in order to get better. I have a lot of good ideas. I learn really quick, and I'm picking things up, and I have good enough equipment. I don't need anything else. So from here, basically all I need is more practice, and that's it. Going through the routine. Aha, I can go this way. So I just saved myself a good amount of time. That's a new road that I just went down. So I don't think a lot of people know about that detour right there. So that's a plus. Good job, Ricky. Basically, I'm just trying to get good enough at vlogging, and I know that it takes time. Doing a lot of things and raising kids, that's part of what you have to teach kids, is that not everybody is just born where things come naturally, and it takes time, it takes practice. So I can't give that advice and not take it. So here I am, trying to practice, trying to get a little better, talking to the camera, and then going through the steps of vlogging. Eventually, I want to be able to do some more cool things and add a lot more content. But for now, I'm just focusing on trying to be consistent. Not even necessarily for the viewers or for YouTube, just because for myself, I want to be more consistent, get more comfortable with the camera, more familiar with editing. The cool thing about editing software is that it's kind of it's along the same lines as recording software, like a DAW. They call it a DAW or DAW, digital audio workstation. Things like Persona Studio One is what I use, or Pro Tools, or what's the other one? Ableton. It's kind of the same idea. You got a timeline and all the editing and making cuts and tracks, adding sounds. It's kind of it's very similar. I'm trying to upload these videos. I've made them public just so everyone can see exactly how horrible they are and how much better each video is getting. Right now it's kind of overcast outside and I'm going down this road that has a lot of trees, and I'm actually shooting in manual, so if it's a little underexposed from what I can see right here, but I'll get out of the trees here in a minute. But it was an overcast and I wanted to shoot at 1/50th shutter speed, so I got everything set in manual right now. But yeah, the job's going cool. Everything's going according to what little plan I have. I'm not planning much. That's kind of my whole, what would I say, my approach. That's kind of my approach to this newest wave of self-improvement, if you will. I really don't like that word or that term because it's kind of been hijacked, but that's essentially what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to improve myself. I would like to say getting better, just better at everything in general. And vlogging lines up perfectly with that, so I wanted to add this in. I started off, my very first step was changing my diet, and I just super cleaned it up. Not even necessarily going on a certain type of diet. What I did was I took this diet called the military diet, which is like a 3-day, kind of like a way to jumpstart a diet, and it's pretty strict and it's very calorie restrictive, but it's very simple. There's really not anything, there's no recipes involved. It's basically eating, for example, a piece of toast with peanut butter and a cup of coffee. For lunch, you might have a grapefruit and a can of tuna and one piece of bread. It's simple, very simple stuff like that. And as you could tell, if you stick to that, it's like super calorie restrictive. But what I did was I just used those same foods, and I kind of just not necessarily eat whatever I want out of those foods, but I stick to those meals and I eat more. So if it says like a cup of cottage cheese, I might eat 2 cups of cottage cheese, and then I add hot sauce and it'll say like crackers, so I eat some crackers with it. And I'm also intermittent fasting, which is something that I've been doing for a long time, and it's not necessarily for weight loss or anything like that. It's just because I like the way I feel, not like giving my gut that break. So right now it's 3 p.m. and I stopped eating last night around 7, before 7:30. So I'm using it. That's another thing I'm doing. I'm using an app to track my fasts. So that way it helps me stay a little more consistent when I'm tracking it. I don't always meet my fasting goal. I set it every day for 16 hours. So the app, you just click a button when you start fasting, and then you click it again when you end fasting, and you set a goal. So I set it for 16 hours, but most of the time I'm going way over that because I don't eat until I get home. So right now I'm going to get home at 3:30 or so, a little before 3:30, I hope, depending on traffic. And that will be like 20 hours. And then I eat those foods that are on the military diet. So the military diet is very calorie restrictive. And if you do it the way that it tells you, because that's what I liked about the military diet and why I adopted that as part of my program, is because it's super simple. There's no recipes. It's just very simple foods that are like one ingredient: hard-boiled egg, or egg, however you want to make it, banana, tuna, a 4-ounce steak, or 4 ounces of protein, some type of meat. It's super simple. But that going along with the intermittent fasting, it really works. For me, it's been working well because I actually, since I'm intermittent fasting and I'm not eating, because the military diet will tell you to eat this at 7 a.m. and eat this as a snack at 11 and then eat this at this time. So it's very regimented. But doing it together with the intermittent fasting, it basically allows me to have all of that food in a smaller window. So it's actually a good amount of food. I'm eating a whole day of the military diet as basically a meal, or spread out throughout only a few hours instead of all day. So I really like how that's been working. So that's the number one thing I did, was I just cut out, paid more attention, and set like a plan in place. And I've been sticking to it, not religiously. I have had days where, like, if I'm going out, that's the cool thing about it as well. Like, if I went to a restaurant with my family, I don't feel guilty about whatever I eat, and also I don't go overboard. But I'm intermittent fasting and I'm eating very calorie restrictive, very clean. There's nothing on that diet that is, I mean, maybe like the hot sauce that I use. This stuff is called Melinda's. Dang it. Melinda's. It's like a truffle hot sauce, if you ever tried it. It's super bomb. But I'm not entirely sure about those ingredients. I know that it's very low calorie. So, but other than that, all the ingredients all the food I've been eating has been very clean as far as ingredients go. I haven't been eating any type of super greasy or processed foods. Everything is like one ingredient, very clean, and I feel a lot better. So there's that. The two things, mix the diet and also the intermittent fasting. So that's one of the things I've been implementing to try to get better. So good job, Ricky, and good job out there if you're trying to do something to improve yourself as well. So I just wanted to vlog. Oops. These newer cars with all these alerts, it's kind of annoying. Well, it's really annoying. So I just wanted to get a vlog in, get some more practice, talk about something I've been doing, part of my program. And basically that was the first thing I did, was clean up what I've been eating. And I feel a lot better. So next time I'll talk about one of the other things that I implemented, which is journaling. And we'll do that in the next video. But if anybody's watching this, thanks. If nobody's watching it, it's all good. It's just practice. If you're following me, you'll see stuff will get better. I promise. And hopefully, if you have a channel and you're vlogging, leave a comment. I'll follow you back, because I want to encourage everybody, and I could use all the encouragement I could get. So thank you. Good job. And I'll see you next time. Later.